reasons I had to redo it. So, Nick here stands up with Mr. Trump at Checkers and starts to take questions. Um, and but I mean, I was amazed at his answers, to be quite frank with you. But there was, a particular lady who stood up and asked him the question of, "Is this a Christian country?" And free speech. And I mean, the answers to both of them was just diabolical. He claimed it was not only a Christian country, but he was also a Christian because he was christened. And then he mentioned a church. The man's an atheist, and is also got strong, very strong leanings towards Islam and Muslims, and definitely not Christians, as I think the man's already proved. Just because you're christened as a baby, Keir, it doesn't make you a Christian. I know that's going to be very difficult for you to understand, long words and all that, but ask a friend. Anyway, the next parts to a question, and the second part was free speech, and the fact that does he protect in this free speech thingy bobbins, and he's saying yeah we protecting free speech and all that sort of garbo. Well, Keir, Lucy Connolly locked up for a Facebook post illegally because you told the judge to do it. Robert Lynch locked up for shouting at a policeman. I think, if that's the case, then we should all be locked up. The poor man unalived himself again, Keir, because you told them to lock them up. He then went on to mention how he was all for protecting children against pedos. I mean, sorry, but, the Labour government is complicit in the fact that, they have facilitated the mass gang grooming gangs, of mainly one particular group of people against mainly white British children for over 40 years. And they're still facilitating it because they refuse an inquiry. And these gangs are still doing it today, up and down the country, right under the noses, of course, and they don't care. So for two-tier kid to stand there with a brass neck, to first of all claim he's a Christian, I mean, sorry, kid, that's, an insult, really, to us Christians, to be honest with you. It really is. And then also to claim, that he protects free speech after he's helped lock up at least 20 people for speaking freely on social media illegally. And then also to then make the claim, of protecting children. Seriously, I just cannot understand how this man is still in his job, to be honest with you. Actually, I still can't understand how he's not in prison because he's broken the law. He's uh, perjured trials, he's perjured judges. Uh, I mean, seriously, he's unalived people. I mean, don't forget, this is also the man who is probably wholly responsible for the all the boats coming in. Because when Tony Blair was Prime Minister, he was a young lawyer who took the Labour government to court to win illegal immigrants full benefit rights. And it was shortly after he won that case that the boats started to come, and they haven't stopped since. And not only is he now giving them free full benefits, he's given them free hotels, free clothes, free phones, free everything. Um, so, I mean, personally, for treason, traitor, unaliving people unfairly locked up in prison, perjuring trials. I mean, the list never ends, and as also aiding and abetting in millions and millions of little children being mass gang groomed and raped, implicit up to his eyeballs. So I'm very sorry, Keir, if you see this and you disagree with it, please arrest me, take me to court, and we'll see what happens, shall we? Because, I'll fight the case, truth and now, and I'll bring evidence forward to suggest how implicit you were in everything that I've said. But I mean, as I say, the biggest joke as it is that everybody knows, the truth, and yet still we get lie after 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 lie. I mean, I think the man is actually incapable of telling the truth. To be honest with you, and you could tell by Donald Trump's face. Donald Trump knew he was standing next to a liar. Of course, the last thing I'd like to mention is how Keir said that he would award a Palestinian state to Palestine, yet he would want Hamas to have no part of that. Now, Keir, I would personally love to know from a man who cannot stop children in his own country from being groomed, from a man who can't stop dinghies coming over, from a man who's basically incapable of doing anything apart from, from what I've heard, keeping young boys happy. Maybe you'd like to tell me exactly how you're going to give the Palestinians a Palestinian state that doesn't involve Hamas. How are you going to manage to do that, Keir, when you can't even manage to run a country that you live in? Please tell me that, Keir, how you're going to manage to run a country on the other side of the world and not let Hamas get involved in it any which way at all, and yet you cannot even run your own country. Please tell me that, Keir. In fact, don't bother, Keir. All I get is more lies. God bless you all. Peace of Christ to you all. Live Tiki Toki this Friday, teaching Islam how false it is. God bless you.